Well, we feel like we add value in a lot of different ways. One of the ways that is most important from our perspective is that we are doing in-depth analysis of the different real estate markets around the country and determining for people that have a typical time horizon of 2 or 3 years where they should be owning property to begin with for the best chance of appreciation. When it does come time to sell the property, we add value by assisting with that process. We have affiliated companies in the same group that are real estate firms, and we cut the selling expenses in half. In other words, Mason Hill makes arrangements to cover the listing agent commission, and so only half of the commission is actually paid. So a 6% selling expense is reduced to closer to 3%.
Well, if you've been an independent landlord for any time, you know of the headaches that there are being a landlord. First, you've got to find a tenant, then you've got to screen them. Hopefully you're screening them. That's what we're trying to help you do. And then you've got to collect the rent, you've got to deal with any maintenance issues, and there's just a plethora of issues that can come up. Well, Mason Hill actually will act as a full property management service for you. They'll find a tenant, put them in place, collect the rent. End of the month, you get a check in the mail, and you haven't had to do anything. It can't get any better than that.
About half of the people that acquire properties from us do so with a mortgage or with other forms of leverage. And so we have a variety of ways to assist with that. And if somebody does use us for a mortgage, the fees are very, very low. It's more a service that we provide to assist people in getting a mortgage to maximize their cash flow or maximize their return on investment. We also help with an IRA, for instance. If somebody wants to buy a property inside an IRA, we are able, with an affiliated organization, to set up a self-directed IRA for them and kind of facilitate that whole process. And of course, the number one way that we add value, in addition to everything else, is simply the price that somebody would pay for a property to begin with. It's typically $8,000 to $10,000 below its present market value, and it's typically being purchased in a market that is rising in value, so it's not unusual within a couple of months after somebody's bought a property from us that they've got around $10,000 in equity. And I would say that's the number one reason that people work with Mason Hill, is simply that they can buy properties for us, or I'm sorry, through us for $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 below their present value.